Will Claude Paul's Leicester City continue the winning streak, or would Stoke carry on after upsetting Watford last week? After a mixed couple of weeks, can Huddersfield Town get back on track? Can Bournemouth get out of the bottom three, or will Newcastle United pile more misery on them? Can Sean Dyche and his men continue their fine away form? Would newcomers Brighton and Hove Albion add more black spots on Swansea's season and home record? Would defeat by Liverpool be Bilic's last match as West Ham United manager? Can Arsene Wenger improve his record against Pep Guardiola? How will Mourinho and Chelsea fans get along at the bridge this time? Can Spurs continue that dominant performance against Real Madrid in the Premier League? This is Abhimanyu from Devil's Trifecta, and you're watching the 10 talking points from the Premier League Gameweek 11. Let's begin. Number 1. All square at the Bet365 Stadium. Leicester City had won all 3 matches after the departure of Craig Shakespeare and looked on to continue that run against Stoke City. They took the lead twice, only to be denied, first by Shaqiri and then by Peter Crouch. Keepers Butland and Schmeichel were in inspired form and made magnificent saves to keep their teams in the match. A special mention to referee Bobby Madley, who injured his calf and was replaced by Jonathan Mars. Number 2. Brighton and Hove Albion's away gains. Before the match at West Ham United in October, Albion were winless away from home this season. They comfortably overcame the London side 3-0 on that day and gained their first away win of the season. Good things come in bundles, they say, as they defeated struggling well side Swansea City to register their straight second away win. Glenn Murray scored the only goal of the match to swing Swansea, who slipped in the bottom 3 due to other results. Number 3. Burnley's rise. Sean Dyche, despite being linked constantly to the Everton job, has strongly denied it. But if his team keeps on getting results like this, the stories just won't go away. The manager does have keeper Nick Pope to thank, as his side stole a victory late on against the Saints. Pope was in God mode as he kept his side in the game time and again, and at the other end, Sam Vokes scored the winning goal very late on as the Clarets got all 3 points. Number 4. The Dutch Wonder. David Wagner's side continued their impressive run in the Premier League this season thanks to Dutchman's Raji van Lepara's brilliant strike. The 26-year-old picked up the ball outside the penalty box and curled in a brilliant effort past the helpless Ben Foster. Christian Schindler was sent off for a second yellow card for the newcomers in the 57th minute, but West Bromwich Albion could not capitalize on the one-man advantage and the match ended 1-0 in favour of the Huddersfield team. Number 5. Begovic's heroics and Cook's late goal. Eddie Howe and his team have endured a difficult start to the season, having lost 7 of the 10 games they played before this weekend. They were 19th in the table, just above Crystal Palace, the only side in the league worse than Bournemouth. They were decent against Newcastle United but still had to rely on goalkeeper Asmir Begovic to save them time and again. The former Chelsea man kept his side in this game with some brilliant reflex saves. In the dying moments, defender Steve Cook scored from the corner to give the Cherries 3 pressure prawns and take them out of the bottom 3. Number 6. The Salah-Mane partnership might end Bilic's West Ham reign. Egyptian Mo Salah and the returning Sadio Mane combined extremely well in their orange Liverpool jerseys to give the side a deserved 4-1 win. A brilliant counter-attack saw Sadio Mane square up Salah, and the former Roma man made no mistake and gave his side the lead. It was curtains for West Ham from then on in. West Ham United were terrible and paid the price. Eventually, Slaven Bilic, the manager, might have managed his last game for the London club. Klopp, on the other hand, had a great day with his two magicians weaving the game. Number 7. Spurs' Asian Connection. Son Heung-min, the 25-year-old South Korean, overtook countryman Ji-sung Park to become the highest scoring Asian at the English Premier League. His 20th minute strike was enough to secure the points for the Londoners against Crystal Palace. It was a day where getting the 3 points was extremely difficult with Spurs missing Del Alli. But the team got the job done against bottom place Palace, who was sliding down a deeper hole every single weekend. Pep Guardiola's Unstoppables. Manchester City faced Arsenal at the Etihad Stadium looking to extend the gap over the Gunners to 12 points, and that is exactly what they did. Kevin De Bruyne ran the show as the Belgian opened the scoring with a neat finish in the first half. Aguero then converted a penalty early in the second before Jesus wrapped up the win with 15 minutes to go. With this win, Pep Guardiola's men sit comfortably at the top of the table with 8 points ahead of Manchester United. Number 9. Everton's brilliant comeback. Just like Bournemouth, Everton have had a wretched season so far, and it looked to get worse as Watford took a 2-0 lead with about a quarter of the game to go. Everton, for their credit, did not give up and scored 2 goals in 7 minutes to stun Watford. Baines' penalty late on in the game gave Everton a hope of 3 points, but there was more drama left as cleverly the former Everton man missed a penalty from the spot, giving Unsworth his first 3 points. Number 10. Chelsea's Spanish Armada. The spotlight at Stamford Bridge was on Conte and Mourinho as the two have been throwing verbal spats at each other the past month. But it was the Spanish connection of Chelsea that gave them the 3 points. Fabregas passed the ball to Cesar Azpilicueta, whose brilliant cross was headed home by Alvaro Morata. The Red Devils never looked as they would score, and the Blues cut the deficit between the two teams to a single point going into the international break. That was the talking points from an interesting weekend which yielded 24 goals. Let's take a look at the table after the 11th Premier League weekend. Manchester City sit pretty at the top with an 8-point lead over rivals Manchester United, whose defeat at the hands of Chelsea meant that they are on level with Spurs on points. Chelsea are a single point behind them in 4th. Liverpool and Arsenal are 5th and 6th respectively with 19 points each. At the bottom of the pile, we have 2 new occupants in the relegation spots with West Ham United and Swansea City replacing Everton and Bournemouth. After the international break, the London Derby follows with Spurs travelling to Arsenal. Can't wait! Hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to comment, share and subscribe to the channel for further updates. This is Abhimanyu from Devil's Trifecta signing off.